here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Be all right if you get mileage.
Yeah. Will you be back at 7 o'clock for the meeting?
I'm liking the Utah part, then I could come and see that with the Vegas trip.
Yeah, that's right. I'll meet you.
He'd be broke before he knew it. Okay, it's 7 o'clock. Please join me. Pledge.
We're gone to cover it, but not Vegas.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, welcome everybody. And we have a motion to approve the minutes of October 21st.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
And I'll vote yes. Motion to approve the financial reports for October.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
And I'll vote yes. Items 1 through 7? No.
Next.
Communications, Sally?
Okay, I have the check here for Salem Chrysler Jeep Dodge. It's all signed, ready for you to take down there, Kevin.
Okay, and the truck is ready?
The truck is ready,
Just
okay.
gonna call Larry tomorrow and
Can we get your
See if he's
passport
ready.
first?
And
that's not enough.
No.
he said he would give you an invoice to bring back, and I got a hold of Trent,
Okay.
and he said what we should do is insure it for this amount, the cabin chassis right now, since the bed and everything isn't going to be here for a little while. And then when we get all that done, then they'll up the insurance.
Okay, so once we take possession, we need to insure it even though it's not technically in
Right.
our possession? Okay.
Right, the whole thing isn't done, but we'll insure the cabin chassis.
And then I also figured I'd call Spotted Horse and
Okay.
might as well get it late, get the
Oh, that's a good idea.
decals and stuff on the doors and stuff while we're
Yeah,
waiting for the bed.
yeah, okay,
I'll probably call her and
okay.
have her draw them up.
Speaking of the bed, has Brett talked to you at all?
I talked to him last Monday, I think,
Okay.
sometime last week,
So we did get,
and it's ordered, they're looking for one, hoping maybe they can find one already made somewhere,
looking for one what?
a bed
Oh,
already done, since our cab's already in.
okay. I had asked him about, we talked about swapping out for the green lights, for the amber lights.
Yeah, I gave him the code numbers and stuff, or the model numbers on those lights, so.
Okay, because we already wrote out a check for the change order.
A PO.
A
A
PO, I mean,
yeah.
a PO for the change order. We were gonna do it all on the same
Right.
PO, but,
But he hasn't given me any pricing on that or anything,
Okay.
so
Okay.
that'll probably be something, the way they work down there, that when the bed comes in, they'll get around to ordering the rest of the stuff.
Okay,
okay.
okay. So the only other thing that I need to give to Trent is the VIN number.
Okay, as soon as I get that up
Yeah.
here, I'll give it to you, and so
Okay.
I'll probably just email you the VIN number and all
Okay.
that stuff, so you have it.
Okay, all right, good, good. Okay, then from Kevin, we got his Ohio Local Technical Assistance Program transcript form for Rhodes Scholar Level 1 certificate.
And
So
I got notice
we
back
need
and I
to
didn't
sign-
qualify.
What?
There was one of them on there, the Meth Lab doesn't qualify for Scholar 1, it qualifies for Scholar 2 program. So I need one more safety course, which I actually have over there, I just gotta send it into.
Okay, well-
So much for that, you can scratch that.
This, okay.
I was
Oh, I
gonna
thought
get
we
my
were gonna have to
3%
give
pay
him
raise.
Okay, you tried.
Next time, maybe next month.
Okay,
We'll celebrate next month.
all right.
I'll bring you cake.
Okay. From the Green Team, Solid Waste has notified us that as of next year, we will be getting a 41% cut. This goes along with what Pat Sweeney was talking about last meeting. So we will be getting $6,490 for bin operation instead of our normal 11,000,
And
yeah.
that's for 2014.
Right.
41% less than.
So, it's official. Also from Solid Waste, we got information about Ohio Mills Corporation and their goals and scope of a program that's the proceeds from the sale and recycling of clothing. They want to take used clothing.
Does that have anything to do with like those yellow boxes we have around?
No,
Or is that for rags?
Is that what
Is that
Saturday's meal?
Is that the company that turns the clothing into rags? Or is that,
I don't-
are they reclothing people with them?
Proceeds from sale and recycling of the clothing will benefit the Special Olympics.
I don't know.
Because they were talking about a company that did, turn them into rags, and sold the rags.
Oh, at one of the meetings they were talking that way?
I don't know why when they're having trouble making.
Either
phone-
call or write in with their approval or disapproval.
Yeah,
Can't sign us, so I guess I didn't see
For
it.
them to put a box out here,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Is this the same, or is it the approval or disapproval for them to actually join with them?
I think they want to put a box.
Box. That's kind of the way I thought I read it.
So it must be for clothing.
Oh, so we may roll out these bins in a timely manner to locations opting to participate. Yeah, we already have a bunch of them around here, don't we? It doesn't matter to me, I don't know where they put it.
I don't think we have any in Burlington, there's some in Ellsworth.
Mm-hmm.
What, those yellow
One in-
boxes? Well, there's one at
Is there one
G's
here?
Pizza, there's one at Razzles.
Oh, that's right, there's
Razzles.
one at Razzles, yeah.
Well, I think those
Oh,
are the only
okay.
two.
Might help us lower our cost of my clothing allowance.
If that's the case, I'm in. Huh. Will that lower our ISO rating? No.
So, I don't know.
So what are we supposed to approve or disapprove of, I mean,
To participate or
Yeah.
not.
how about if we table this for right now?
Yeah.
I'll call Lou Vega.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, do we have room for, I don't know how big it is. It did say,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, if they would put it at the recycling site,
Yeah,
I'll call them about that.
okay. Then we have a concern received from Mark and Anna Marie Brown at 17530 Mill Road, an erosion issue.
Yes, and they were she's having issues with her property.
Yeah.
Kevin went down, took a look at it, and called Soil and Water, and Soil and Water came out with Kevin. They went and they're writing up a report to do an assessment on the issue, because she's getting water from other
Yeah,
properties.
Last Tuesday, I met with Todd Miller from Soil and Water, and he also brought another guy down. I can't remember his name, but they looked at the property in all of Ohio Avenue and that whole area there, and made some recommendations. He said he's going to put a report together for recommendations. It's not, and that's all it is, it's just what they recommend for us to do. The biggest thing is, we can go in there, the last time we ditched that and replaced her culvert for her, we tried not to dig the ditches too deep because she has several trees down there and we didn't want to kill the trees. She understands that if we dig the ditch out deeper, it may kill her trees. She has no problem with that, and Todd from Soil and Water said that would be a big help if we just started from the west end of Mill Road, or Ohio Avenue, at the very end of Ohio Avenue, and dug that whole ditch almost a foot deeper all the way down to Mill Road, and possibly put a culvert across Mill Road so the water just shoots straight down there. That would probably solve all the problems. Because if you remember, the water goes down the Mill Road and then comes across the front of her property.
And then when there's a lot,
Which makes a mess, but
and then
that
also
really
erodes
ain't
out
her
the issue with the
complaint, but
driveway.
it would clean up her whole yard and everything else. Our biggest expense would probably be that, putting a culvert, and it'd need to be at least a 24-inch culvert underneath Mill Road.
so would you bore
No, you'd have to
No,
cut
cut it
and cut and
our
dig.
brand new road?
No, under mill.
Yeah, we already
No.
paved it.
Oh, yeah, we did just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Wow.
that'd be the biggest expense. We already have one culvert on the other side of Ohio Avenue from there that goes under Mill, but then you're going uphill with it, and then you're putting 290s. Todd said it probably wouldn't be a big deal if you did that, but I said, wouldn't it be better if you shot straight? And he said, yes.
You have some roots there, huh?
Yeah, so I think probably get a little bigger equipment than what Jim has. to get down through them roots and stuff like that. I mean, I'll talk to him, I don't know if that little excavator cut it or not.
It's a type of bucket, isn't it, sometimes that they use?
Yeah, he
you
has
put it,
different
it'd definitely be
buckets.
his tooth bucket, but,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, talk to him.
Yeah, I'd have to talk to him and go over it. I mean, that's something we could do. I can, even the culvert, we can handle ourselves. Maybe with a little help from Goshen, just so we can have some stone there and some asphalt there and do different bigger trucks.
You have the capability to cut?
Yeah,
Partner saw.
yeah, we can cut off some. Well, Goshen actually has a big partner saw, so goes right through.
Okay.
And I told her, don't expect it like next week. This is something we had to get the letter and do it all assessment. I said it'd be a little while, but she was happy to see that we cared enough to bring another party in.
We care about everybody.
Yeah, but Call and Soil and Water I thought was the best avenue to go,
Yeah.
because they were
Well,
gonna give
that's-
us recommendation, because she felt it was a township issue, didn't know if it was a private property issue, and, but that's what they do, so we might as well use the county office for.
Sure.
And this has been so ongoing,
Mhm.
problems there.
Okay, can we talk about these just a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I sent you all just a work copy for appropriations for next year. This is just a place for us to get started here, and I don't know that they're 100% accurate, because I have to base this upon what I think we're carrying over. So it's just a place to get started. I estimated the truck payment because I don't know what it's gonna be. I couldn't find it in all that stuff. I could find where the principal was,
Mm-hmm.
but I
That was the
couldn't.
paper that gave us the breakdown of what the payments and how many, but that was just for the principal, that didn't
Yeah,
have the
if
interest
you add
included in.
up all those numbers, it's just the principal.
Oh, why would they do that without having interest in it?
Because the bonds, or the notes, or whatever it is that we had to do, is only the 75,000. The bank's getting the interest.
Oh, okay, all right.
So, you know, they're the ones, so I emailed Dan
Yeah.
to ask him if he could give us an amortization. But I mean, I kind of figured it, but anyway, I took it out of the permissive license tax, is where I've got that
The truck payment will
earmarked
be
for.
coming out.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the loan payments for Weaver and Shenandoah come out of there, and then I put the road truck in there too. So, and that's once a year in September, and by then, we'll have gotten, 9 months worth of money into the permissive license tax fund, so it shouldn't be any problem. And if the one thing I am sure of is these bequest funds.
Yes, we don't want to overestimate those.
No. And, I mean, there's a couple of them that there's just no money. So, of course, we've talked about that before. But these could all change drastically, not drastically, but somewhat, depending on what we ever come through with from Sun Oil, so. But it's just a place to get started, so, because we'll want to pass those in December.
Okay, the first meeting or the second meeting?
We only have one,
We only have one.
like the middle of December.
Oh, like
December
that one with the...
When
Okay.
is it?
The
December
ninth.
9th.
The 9th, okay, all right.
My birthday's the 21st. Since you guys-
Put a star there.
You guys can bring cookies or something for me.
Kevin, bring cake.
I'll bring it.
We'll celebrate Kevin's night.
Okay, I think that's all.
Okay, records disposal, all transient general routine correspondence and draft minutes per the provisions of the retention period have been destroyed. Sunoco pipeline, they were supposed to come, well, Sunoco actually, Summit Resources took her contract, what we talked about last time, sent it back to Sunoco. Sunoco sent it back and added a couple sentences at the very end of the contract And after John Hano from prosecutor's office looked it over, what it basically did was negate everything in the hold harmless clause that was in the part of the contract. And the fact that Tim Tusick is also dealing with the commissioners and some other private property owners, Lynette Stratford felt it would be more appropriate that he take it over from there because he does have some concerns about that with the hold harmless. So since he's already negotiating, there's no reason to have two lawyers working on one issue. So they turned it over to Tim Tusick, who said it would not be ready by today. And because they are our legal counsel, we have no recourse but to do exactly what they tell us to do. So he is going to get with them, see if maybe they can. He was a little concerned at first because he thought maybe the house-specific and broad, the hold harmless clause covered, that it would be a concern and they would come back. So he's going to see if maybe they can work out something with something that's a little more less specific. But he will get with us sometime soon, see where we're at. And Summit Resources is sitting there. They said they have our check, but that was all contingent on the contract, and since they're still
I'm confused about that.
confused about what?
The hold harmless and negating.
The language that they that Sunoco put at the end of the contract. See, when I first read it, I wasn't sure because of the fact that I thought if they wanted to take it out, they would just cross it off and take it out like we had done before. But what they did was they just added something to the end. And let's see here. I have so many copies of this.
I
can't
know,
explain
I don't know which
which
one's most current.
Okay, that's the old one. That's the copy with the revisions. No, this is final draft. Notwithstanding the foregoing, in no event shall grantee, Sunoco, be liable to the grantor, us, or any other person under any provision of the right-of-way agreement and/or this amendment for any indirect, consequential, incidental, special, or punitive damages, whether in contract, including breach of warranty, or tort, including strict liability and including but not limited to lost profits. So basically, what John told me is that paragraph means that everything in paragraph, which one was it? I thought it was 14. 11, grantees shall be strictly liable for all damages and losses caused by.
Oh,
So
okay.
Everything that said they won't be, so that pretty much everything in 11
Okay.
that says no, they won't.
Okay.
So he said that.
I wasn't sure where this came in there.
Yes.
I just-
Well, and I said, why wouldn't they have taken out 11? Just taken it out or redlined it like they had done before. And he said a lot of times they do that. They'll have this whole big long thing in there, and then what they'll do is they'll add a little paragraph at the end that says, oh, but if you look way down here,
Hoping you were tired of reading.
yeah.
So, is that in the cover letter, that last paragraph that negates everything, or is that in
No.
the actual contract?
That's in the actual, they added it to after number 14 in the amendment. The actual
Okay.
language all being together as part of the
Okay.
amendment agreement.
Okay.
Because one of the contingencies on assigning it was that they would put all the restrictions in the actual amendment agreement and do away with the side letter agreement.
Yeah, I remember that.
So this is what would be filed in the courthouse, so then
Oh.
100 years from now, they can say, well,
Yeah.
that side letter agreement, we can't find it, so we don't know what it is, so we'll just go from here. So anyway, long story short, Tim Tusick's taken it over, and
Our check is sitting there.
our check is sitting there, and we're waiting for them to negotiate it out. So from here, who knows where it's going to go.
Okay.
November 1st was supposed to be the deadline. I have not heard anything. I did call Mr. Nichols and told him what was transpiring. He said that they had not even sent him a copy of what Sunoco had given
John Hano.
to John Hano with the language added to it. So I emailed him the copy that we had gotten and said, he's like, well, did all this in Pennsylvania, never had all this problem. I said, I apologize, but we have to go by our legal counsel. So at this point,
But we all agreed on that, and then they have that little,
Yeah, they had that blip.
yep.
yeah, so those couple sentences are holding everything up. So if they can work it out and get the whole harmless thing simplified where they take some responsibility, the fact it's pressurized tanes, I guess I call them, because it's butane, propane, all the wet gases, they don't know. And if they're willing to not take the liability, then that concerns me that they want us to take the liability. So if they're not so willing, it makes me wonder why. So obviously it is an issue, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Okay.
Okay? And also, where Sunoco's concerned, we received the revised plans regarding the road boring on Heiser. The original plans that they sent us were for cut-in, what do they call that when they?
Open cut?
Open cut. On the original one, they actually showed boring and then showed open cut, but I guess the plans were it was written in there to do an open cut, which wasn't what we had talked about before. So then they had to change it. I didn't understand. I thought they were just showing examples of both on the original one, and they're saying no, that they had to revise them, maybe just to show the bore. I'm not exactly sure.
So are we okay?
We're okay. They're going to bore the road. We're still waiting for the road use maintenance agreement through the county. We haven't been notified yet. They are notified that we're willing to participate, so once they get it all written up, they'll send it out to us. We'll sign off on it, and they'll send it back to Sunoco.
Sun Oil must have a troop of lawyers.
They must. They must. The 1994 Chevy Township truck is already at the auction site. It'll be auctioned off on November 16th. American Auto hauled it there on 10/22. They ended up taking their own pictures.
Yeah.
And so
I
the
saw
receipt
the
up there.
It looks
in
nice on
Farm
there.
Oh, I didn't go
Dairy.
online.
It was in the Farm and Dairy.
Oh, really? Okay. Nice pictures? They do a good job taking good.
Except for I took my interior pictures from the passenger side where the seat's not torn.
I was impressed that there was no cheese curl bags or anything like that on there, so it was all good.
Did wipe it down and cleaned it up.
Yeah. So, okay, on the Edger purchase, we talked about that. I think at this point,
I leased or rented it for a day and used it. Does work nice. I say we just hold off on purchasing it, and I'll just rent it again in the next couple of years and try it. If it's something that we do find we're using on a regular basis. It's a nice piece of equipment. I don't see how they get $2,000 out of that piece of equipment after you.
I think at least the first year, maybe this first year, we probably maybe rent it a couple times.
Yeah, it's gonna be a couple-day rental just
Right.
to do the memorial trees. It wasn't supposed to rain the day I got it, and then it ended up starting to rain about the time I pulled in the parking lot with it. So I was able to do around the Weidermeyer house. I did do one memorial tree. There was some laying water at the West Cemetery, so I edged the side of the driveway to trench, to let water flow out, and that worked good too for that. I did play around back at the ball fields too on a couple spaces back there. It works nice. It's just, when you rent it for $80 a day, I think we'll just go that route.
Okay.
And
Okay,
in
so we're
the spring,
still good.
I'll do the rent for probably 2 days to first cut all the memorial trees in.
Okay, so we'll just scratch this off right now.
Well, we're scratching Edgar.
We're scratching Edgar.
I just got the Lincoln.
Yeah. State auditor has waived the $50 a month UAN fee for 2014, so that's going to save us some money. We had the flu clinic here on Thursday. On October 24th, we had 27 people come and get their flu shot. Poor Kevin had to just robe to get his flu shot.
They have to.
Yeah, you
The nurses were kind of hot, so.
They'll be glad to hear that. Election day is tomorrow. Here, we'll be voting at the fire station, and that is all I have. Jason.
Nothing. Thanks for coming.
Sandra.
I say good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
And I called GM advertising about the flags, the township flags, because I hadn't heard back since I sent that out. And I left a message, so I'm waiting to hear back from him.
Okay.
And
Do we have a picture of our flags or something plate or something we go by?
I sent him an actual flag.
They have
Oh,
it.
okay, because that Gettysburg Flag Company that I've been getting my notices that remind me to put the flag at half-mast and stuff,
Mhm.
they have pretty good pricing on their flags online.
Well, we'll
But I
get a
gotta be-
price before we do
Yeah,
it.
but I
so
was wondering if I could send,
I think there's another one up there isn't there?
Maybe
It's
after
a
meeting.
used one, but,
Like, send them a pic,
Yeah, I just need a picture so they know what.
and let
to
them
put
know
the
if you
flag
want
on, yeah.
two-sided. I think there's one up there in that little closet,
Isn't the one up there one-sided though?
but
Well, I
that's
just need-
okay.
I
He
just
just
need
wants
to-
to take a picture.
I mean, I know it's red, white, and blue, I just need a picture to logo
And I
in the
think it's
middle.
a smaller disc in the middle, where this one I sent was
A bigger one.
the bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if I can just take a picture of that way
Yeah.
they have it.
mm-hmm.
But I think that one's up there kind of faded, isn't it?
It might be.
It would have been
but-
nice if they get, because the one at the school is just absolutely in deplorable
Yeah,
condition.
that's what you
It's
guys are saying.
shredded terribly.
So I'm putting,
Yeah.
I'll put more pressure on him.
Okay. I'll take a picture of that one.
Okay.
Mhm.
You might need to put some light bulbs in up there to get that picture.
Oh.
I said you had to take the lift back, that's why you didn't get to it.
I said that you put all the good ones on one side, on Sandy's side, and all the dirt ones on the other side, so she wouldn't notice.
Nope, I forgot.
He's on it.
Yeah. That's all I know.
Okay, Rick?
I talked to Kathy Bianca this evening. He informed me that the sheriff's department cannot give us that Humvee. They can only transfer it within law enforcement. But he had his sergeant do some research, and we can
Start up our own police department?
yeah, start our own police department.
Don't say that out the TV.
I said give it to the crime watch.
We can ask for the same thing through the Division of Forestry. He's going to forward me the information. They do the same thing. If we give it, or if we have to get rid of it, we have to give it, I think, to another fire or scrap it. You can't. That's how they keep it out of the private sector.
Mhm.
So you can't sell them or
Mhm.
so on and so forth. So we'll look into that.
So we're not getting that one?
No.
Okay.
No. I need $600 for fire prevention for the school for the end of the month. He just needs to buy materials and stuff for the school.
What kind of stuff?
Fire prevention stuff for fire prevention.
Stuff like for
Coloring
the...
books.
Coloring books,
Oh, okay, like stuff...
Education.
Educational.
Educational
Yeah,
That's
material.
what we're
Okay.
looking for,
I
educational
thought that was for
material.
the firemen,
Right.
coloring books.
Well, it is, well, we're...
We can't stay inside, we can't stay inside the lines.
Somebody like...
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Then I'll vote yes.
So we can't stay inside the lines?
Are you gonna buy those?
yeah, Tony Kirkman will.
I mean, are they gonna be like from one place or?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Oh, that's one thing I should tell you guys, make sure you get me bills from here on out, like right away. And if you're gonna be buying anything that's not gonna be billed until next year, I need to
Yeah.
know. Okay,
Got it.
It is
it's that time of the
You
year,
do that?
yeah.
That's all I have.
Oh,
Wow.
Kevin?
Simple.
Wow,
Here.
mine's not that quick.
And you're
No.
good on that payroll?
Yeah, he's
got that all
he's
worked out?
gonna get it, yeah, well, I don't have forms from, Shannon.
Yeah, they're all over there. I printed everything out tonight and put everybody's names on them, so.
No, I mean, they're
Yeah,
W,
for the
they're
W4.
W4s.
Yeah, I'll email that one to you.
Oh,
First.
how about, the new guy?
Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll email it to you.
Oh, okay, you've
Okay.
got him?
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be all right?
Oh, yeah, federal and state.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yes, that's fine. I think they're the only ones that are new, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Is it my turn now?
It's your
You guys
turn.
done talking? No?
Yeah, we're not.
The Shively Mausoleum down at the West Cemetery, the vents popped out again. I know we had problems with that in the past. Talked to Loge Monument, he came up and looked at it, and he said that type of repair is not a repair they handle.
And that's...
And
the thing.
he said the people that would do that best would be just a general contractor type of thing.
Okay, but they would
So
have to be
I ta-
handled through the bank, right? Because the bank handles all the repairs for the Shively Museum or
If
Mausoleum.
you can get them to do it.
Yeah, so
We
I-
did it before
yeah,
because
Did we?
just
nobody
did it.
responded.
Really?
So I talked to Tom O'Donnell, who does bridge. They have some caulking and filler that they use on the bridges and stuff that holds up pretty good. So he's gonna give me a tube of that, and I'm gonna just see if I can play with that, and at least get that vent back in to keep any birds from getting in there and building nests. But I know we researched it before, but after I seen that, I looked at that monument a little closer. There's a lot of grout missing in between that marble and stuff.
We know that, right? I mean, this has probably been before you, yeah.
And what bank was that, an Alliance?
Oh,
That
but,
was Herman Bank.
no.
It was a bank in Alliance, I believe.
Or even further away, maybe, because the banks get sold, bought and
Maybe
sold all the
Maybe
time.
it was in.
Yeah, we can't get them to do anything.
What about if we do it and we find a bank and send them an invoice?
We can do that. There should be a folder up there with the, with the latest information, but yeah, it's,
Okay, I'll see if I can get it fixed.
and we've done work on those vents, have we not? Yes.
I don't know why they pop out. I would think they'd fall in, but.
Somebody trying to get out?
but
Yeah,
someone's
they're trying to get out.
of it, I'm not sure.
It was Halloween, they were out.
Yeah, it was about that time. So, just to let you guys know where that stands, I should get that vent back in soon, at least keep the birds and stuff out. Started hauling some grit into, for treating roads into Goshen today, probably do a little more tomorrow, just using our trucks and Goshen's truck. Seems to work out good.
So they're gonna bill us for that?
Yeah, just the grit, just the way, and then they
Okay.
don't, since I help, there's no transportation, it's,
Yeah.
kind of everybody helping everybody, and it's not a big deal.
And see, that's one of the bills that I never got until like December 30th last year.
What's for the salt and grit? The salt and grit bill?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So,
Tell him Dolly will be after him.
I'll say something to Jimmy tomorrow, mention it down there,
Yeah.
that we need to get
We
those
need
in a
to
little
get
quicker.
billed,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because we pay for all the salt basically up front anyhow. because
Yeah, we do,
We do a group purchase and then just order it as we need it.
yeah.
So,
I'll talk to Bob.
we've got a really good price on salt this year.
And I'll send him an email.
We had 2 burials over the last week. A Saturday burial with just remains down at the West Cemetery, and then the full burial Monday up at the North Cemetery. I think everything went pretty good there. Rented the Edger, talked about that. Rented boom lift. I think I had it for 4 days. Well, it came in Monday when we had a burial, but I already had it ordered, so. And got all the gutters and the township buildings all cleaned out. Got the Weidermeyer house here all washed down and scrubbed, except for one little corner that I missed. Jody noticed as soon as she walked in. The house is beautiful, she noticed one corner of it. Actually, I noticed it after. It's like, son of a. Also cut down the 2 pine trees here between the buildings, cleaned them up.
Cut them down completely?
Yeah, all that's
Oh.
left is the stumps, so, I don't know, we'll get them ground out. I gotta get the stone away from there before we get a grinder in there.
There's a guy from Lordstown that ground our stumps out when we cut the big tree down.
Yeah, I figured I'd just call that guy and ask him for a price, and then, we got another meeting in 2 weeks, right?
Right,
And I'll have a price on them,
okay.
so, everything went well. We were able to, with that boom lift, I was able to trim most of the branches all the way up. And then Goshen came down, they had a 100-foot cable, so we were able to hook the cable up and pull them trees away from the buildings. We had no problems. Met with water and soil. Also, when I had Todd here, we drove around and looked at a couple of the waterways that I've had problems with. Most of them are either Corps engineer problems. He said if they're a waterway or a stream, you have to talk to the Corps engineer and have them figure it out. And a couple of the other problems are wetlands, so we can never touch them anyhow, so.
So did you make a list of the areas where you looked that he said that we would have to call the Corps
Yeah,
of
he's gonna
Engineers?
that's gonna be in part of his report too.
Okay.
He's gonna double check on all them and make sure they are actual streams and stuff like that. Like
Okay.
even that, like Shenandoah Road, that's the actual stream. That's the start of, what do you call it? Leg off of turkey broth, so.
Oh, okay.
Truxton, we talked about that, did road checks and all that, and signs. Took care of the water down at the west side. Had a complaint about some water on that back drive laying where, through those graves that are getting a lot of traffic right now, so that's where I used that edger and got that water out of there and put some limestone in.
Along the back driveway?
Yeah, so, took care of the mud and stuff like that. I stole a scoop of limestone from our neighbor across the road. He had a pile. He's out of town hunting, so he
Thanks.
he knows. I told him I'm gonna steal a scoop of gravel. He had a pile, so. And that's all we need. Got oil changed and PM's done on all our smaller equipment, tractors and mowers and that stuff. Got the West Cemetery mowed. Got things ready for election day. Did some cleaning in the bathrooms and got some parking lots painted on the asphalt out there for handicap parking up by the door. And then I'll put the handicap signs out tomorrow. And I'm supposed to be in there, I'll be in there tomorrow like at 5 to pull the trucks out and get everything set up for election. And then I'll help them tear down and put trucks back in tomorrow after election. And also went up to Youngstown today.
To where?
Youngstown today and picked up my notary packet and application, and I take the notary test Thursday at 10 a.m.
Okay.
And then I have to take it to the courthouse to have a judge sign it, then I have to mail it down to the state, and they have to approve it, and then...
So how old will you be when all this is done?
He's not gonna pass the background check, that's for sure.
And then I have on my schedule to do some light bulbs in the water in my house.
That's if you get to it.
If you get to it.
That's all I have.
That's all you have. Okay, Crime Watch. Anything to report?
Not really. The
No?
guys are going out on Crime Watch, but we haven't been able to get any reports from downtown or to sheriff's office. I don't think Mr. Green appreciates us anymore. But see, I don't call him and talk to him. The vice president does, press. But I'll get ahold of him one day.
Okay, well, I know because I was at one of the meetings where the deputy was at, and they were responding with Ellsworth and their Crime Watch, and they seem to be very much in favor of Crime Watch. So I'm kind of surprised that they're not helping out a little bit more there.
I forget what's the guy's name that's supposed to be, that Chris calls, I can't even think of his name. That's supposed to be doing it. And they put him on a murder thing, you know, investigation or something, that he was very up and busy with that at that point in time. But he's got a job and he's supposed to be helping us so that we know what's going on out here.
Okay.
So, we'll get on to him again. I will.
Anything else?
That's it.
That's it? Okay. No public? Mr. Bruce? The quiet man behind the camera. Okay, next meeting is Monday, November 18th, here at 7 o'clock. And we will now sign the minutes. Approve the minutes. Thank you to the fire department for Halloween party.
Thanks for the weather.
Yeah. It was really nice though with the sheriff's department, they're giving away candy, and it was nice having a whole slew of people up there.
Did the white man, group
Yes.
do something here? Okay, I didn't know.
The old bats were here, or the bats were on the rail out there, that's what I meant to say.
They didn't get the memo about why we don't record our meetings.
think the West News are there.
Yeah, okay, and now we just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make it. I made every one of them today. That
And
was my
I'll
goal.
vote yes, and it's
That was
only
my goal.
7:40. Wow, thanks for coming, everybody, thank you. Meeting adjourned.
And you're not in up for election.
Yes, don't forget to go vote tomorrow.